Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm 68 years old now, and 2 years ago I thought technology was the enemy of people our age. Today, I want to share how 7 simple gadgets completely transformed my daily life after retirement, and how they can revolutionize yours too, even if you think you're too old for this tech stuff. The morning I realized I was living in the dark ages. March 2023, standing in my kitchen at 6 a.m., squinting at pill bottles lined up like soldiers on my counter. I'm holding a magnifying glass in one hand, reading glasses sliding down my nose, trying to figure out if I'd already taken my blood pressure medication. My wife Margaret called from the bedroom. "Harold, did you remember to turn off the porch light?" I shuffled to the front door, peered through the curtain. Yes, still blazing away. Probably been on all night again. That's the 3rd time this week. Back in the kitchen, I'm wrestling with the coffee maker. The fancy one our daughter bought us that has more buttons than my first television remote. I pressed something wrong, and now it's flashing clean at me like an angry robot. My phone starts ringing. Unknown number. Could be the doctor's office, could be a scammer. I fumbled for my reading glasses again to see the tiny screen. By 7 a.m. I was exhausted, and my day had barely begun. That's when I realized something that changed everything. I wasn't struggling because I was getting older. I was struggling because I was trying to live a modern life with outdated tools. The conversation that opened my eyes. Later that morning, our neighbor Tom stopped by to borrow my ladder. Tom's 71, a retired engineer who still moves around his house like he's 40. "Harold," he said, watching me squint at my medication labels, "can I show you something?" He pulled out what looked like a regular smartphone and tapped the screen. A clear, loud voice announced, "Good morning, Tom. You have 2 medications scheduled for this time. Blood pressure medication, 1 tablet. Vitamin D, 2 tablets. I nearly dropped my coffee. "How did it know that?" Tom smiled. "It's called a pill reminder app. But that's just the beginning. Want to see what else technology can do for us?" What Tom showed me that day opened my eyes to a world I didn't know existed. Simple, affordable gadgets designed specifically to make life easier for people like us. My journey from tech-phobic to tech-savvy. For 45 years, I prided myself on being old school. I fixed things with my hands, navigated with paper maps, remembered everything in my head. Technology was for young people who couldn't function without their screens. But as Tom walked me through his daily routine, I realized my stubborn resistance to technology wasn't preserving some noble tradition. It was making my life unnecessarily difficult. "Harold," Tom said, "these aren't toys or luxuries. They're tools. You wouldn't refuse to use a screwdriver because you preferred hammering screws in with a rock." He had a point. That afternoon, I made a decision that felt both terrifying and exciting. I was going to embrace technology, not as a young person trying to keep up with trends, but as an experienced adult, choosing the right tools for the job. The 7 game changers. Over the next 8 months, with Tom's patient guidance, I gradually added 7 gadgets to my daily routine. Each one solved a specific problem that was making my retirement more stressful than it needed to be. These weren't expensive, complicated devices requiring engineering degrees to operate. They were simple, practical tools that respected my intelligence while acknowledging the realities of aging. Let me walk you through each one and how it transformed my daily life. Gadget 1. The Smart Pill Dispenser, $79. The problem: missing medications, taking double doses, constantly worrying whether I'd remembered correctly. Margaret and I were both on multiple medications with different schedules. The kitchen counter looked like a pharmacy, and we were constantly second-guessing ourselves. Did I take my morning pills? Did you take yours? The stress was affecting our health more than the conditions the medications were treating. The solution: the Hero Health Smart Pill dispenser. This device looks like a sleek white box about the size of a coffee maker. Inside, it has individual compartments for each medication, each with its own timer and dispenser. Here's how it works. Once a month, I spend 15 minutes loading my medications into the labeled compartments. The device is programmed with my medication schedule. When it's time to take pills, it lights up, makes a gentle sound, and dispenses exactly what I need into a small cup. If I miss a dose, it sends a reminder to my phone. If I still don't take it after 30 minutes, it calls Margaret's phone. The real impact: peace of mind. I never worry about medications anymore. The mental energy I was spending tracking pills is now available for things I actually enjoy. Margaret says the biggest change is that I stopped asking her, did I take my morning pills 15 times a day? Cost versus value. $79 up front, no monthly fees. Compare that to one trip to the emergency room because of a medication error, and it pays for itself immediately. Learning curve. Tom helped me set it up initially, but now I can manage it completely on my own. The instruction manual is written in plain English, and customer service actually answers the phone when you call. Gadget 2 Smart Home Lighting System, $150. The problem: constantly getting up to turn lights on and off, forgetting to turn off lights, struggling to find light switches in the dark. I was making dozens of unnecessary trips around the house every day just to manage lighting, getting up from my comfortable chair to turn off a lamp, walking across the dark bedroom to turn on the bathroom light at 2 a.m. Worse, I was constantly leaving lights on, driving up our electric bill and worrying Margaret. The solution: Philips Hue smart bulbs and voice control. I started with just 5 bulbs: living room, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and front porch. These LED bulbs connect to your home Wi-Fi and can be controlled by voice commands or smartphone app. Here's my typical evening routine now. Hey Google, turn on living room lights. When I'm ready for bed, hey Google, turn off downstairs lights, turn on bedroom lamp. At bedtime, hey Google, turn off all lights. But the real magic happens with the automatic scheduling. Front porch light turns on at sunset and off at sunrise every day without me thinking about it. Bedroom lamp dims automatically starting at 9 p.m. to help signal my body it's time to wind down. The real impact: I'm no longer a slave to light switches. I can adjust lighting without moving from my chair. Our electricity bill dropped $25 per month because lights aren't left on accidentally. The automatic porch light means we never come home to a dark house, and Margaret feels safer when she's returning from evening activities. Unexpected benefits: the lights can be dimmed to any level. We now have perfect lighting for reading, watching TV, or having dinner guests. Margaret loves that she can set mood lighting for different occasions. Cost versus value: $150 for the starter set, maybe $15 per month in electricity savings. But the real value is in daily convenience and Margaret's peace of mind about home security. Learning curve: each bulb takes about 2 minutes to set up. The voice commands are intuitive. You just talk to it like you're talking to a person. Gadget 3 Large button cordless phone with caller ID, $45. The problem: missing important calls because I couldn't read the tiny caller ID screen, accidentally answering spam calls, struggling with tiny buttons on modern phones. Our old cordless phone was maybe 10 years old, and the display screen was about the size of a postage stamp. Even with reading glasses, I couldn't tell if a call was from the doctor's office or a telemarketer. The buttons were so small and close together that I regularly hung up on people while trying to answer. The solution: Panasonic KXTG M450S amplified cordless phone. This phone looks like it was designed by someone who actually understands what older adults need. The display screen is huge and shows the caller's information in large, clear letters. The buttons are big, well-spaced, and clearly labeled. But here's the genius feature. It has a call blocking function that automatically rejects calls from known spam numbers. I can also add specific numbers to a block list. The volume can be amplified up to 40 decibels louder than standard phones, and it has a visual ring indicator that flashes when calls come in. The real impact: I answer my phone with confidence instead of anxiety. No more missed calls from the doctor because I couldn't read the caller ID. No more accidentally answering robocalls about my car's extended warranty. Margaret loves that she can call me from anywhere in the house using the intercom function. Unexpected benefits. The phone stores up to 1,000 names and numbers with easy speed dial. I can record personalized voice messages for different callers. The battery lasts for days, not hours. Cost versus value, $45, one-time purchase. Compare that to the frustration and potential problems of missing important calls, and it's invaluable. Learning curve. Works exactly like phones always have, just bigger and clearer. No learning curve at all. Gadget 4. Smart thermostat. $129. The problem? Constantly adjusting the thermostat, forgetting to change it when leaving the house, high energy bills from heating and cooling empty rooms. Our old thermostat was a mystery to me. It had a programming feature that required a PhD in computer science to operate. Margaret and I were constantly walking over to adjust it throughout the day. In winter, we'd heat the whole house during the day, even when we were out shopping. In summer, we'd cool empty rooms while we sat in one part of the house. The solution: Nest Learning Thermostat. This device learns your schedule and preferences automatically. After about a week of use, it starts predicting when you want the temperature adjusted and does it automatically. I can control it by voice. Hey Google, set temperature to 72 degrees. Or from my phone when we're coming home from errands, set temperature to 68. It shows me exactly how much energy we're using and suggests ways to save money. The real impact. Our energy bill dropped $40 per month in the first season. More importantly, the house is always at the perfect temperature without me thinking about it. When we go to bed, the temperature automatically adjusts for better sleep. When we wake up, it's already warming up the house. Unexpected benefits. It sends me alerts if something seems wrong with our heating or cooling system. Last spring, it detected that our air conditioner wasn't cooling efficiently and suggested we call for maintenance. The repair cost $150 instead of the $800 it would have been if the system had failed completely. Cost versus value. $129 up front, $40 monthly savings on energy bills. It literally pays for itself in 4 months. Learning curve. Professional installation takes about an hour, but many people install it themselves. Once it's running, it learns your preferences automatically. Gadget 5. Tablet with large screen for video calls. $200. The problem: feeling isolated from family, struggling with tiny phone screens during video calls, missing out on grandchildren's daily lives. Before the pandemic, I thought video calling was unnecessary. We had phones, we had visits. But when travel restrictions kept us apart from our children and grandchildren, I realized how much I was missing. Trying to video chat on Margaret's smartphone was frustrating. The screen was tiny, the camera angle was wrong, and I felt like I was looking through a keyhole at my family's life. The solution: iPad with 10.9-inch screen. This tablet is specifically designed for people who want simple, reliable technology. The screen is large enough that video calls feel like you're in the same room with people. The camera is positioned so you naturally look into it while talking, making eye contact feel natural. The speakers are loud and clear enough that Margaret and I can both participate in calls without crowding around a tiny phone. The real impact. We now have weekly video calls with our son's family in Denver and our daughter's family in Atlanta. I get to see my grandchildren's school projects, help them with homework, and read bedtime stories, even though we're 1,500 miles apart. Margaret uses it to video chat with her sister in Florida every Sunday morning. They play online card games together and share photos instantly. Unexpected benefits. The large screen makes it easy to look at photos and videos the family shares. We can show our grandchildren around our garden in real time. Margaret discovered she enjoys watching cooking videos and has learned several new recipes. The tablet also works as a digital photo frame, displaying a rotating slideshow of family photos when we're not using it. Cost versus value, $200, no monthly fees beyond our regular internet. The connection with family is priceless, but it also saved us approximately $1,200 in travel costs last year by allowing us to attend grandchildren's birthday parties and school events virtually. Learning curve. About a week to become comfortable with basic functions. The interface is intuitive. You touch what you want to use. Video calling is as simple as tapping someone's name. Gadget 6, robot vacuum cleaner, $249. The problem: vacuuming was becoming physically demanding. Floors weren't getting cleaned as often as they should, worrying about keeping the house clean for visitors. I'll be honest, this one took some convincing. The idea of a robot cleaning my floors seemed like science fiction, and not the good kind. But vacuuming our entire house was taking longer and becoming more tiring. I was putting it off, which meant the house wasn't as clean as Margaret and I prefer, especially when our children visit. The solution: iRobot Roomba 692. This round, flat device automatically vacuums your floors while you do other things. You can schedule it to clean while you're out running errands, or you can start it with a voice command when you notice the floors need attention. It navigates around furniture, senses when it encounters stairs, so it doesn't fall down them, and returns to its charging station when finished. The real impact. Our floors are consistently cleaner with much less effort from me. I can schedule it to vacuum the main areas 3 times per week, while we're at our Tuesday morning coffee group, and Friday afternoon grocery shopping. Margaret loves coming home to freshly vacuumed floors. I love not spending 45 minutes every few days pushing a heavy vacuum around the house. Unexpected benefits. It fits under furniture that I can't easily move to vacuum beneath. Our house is cleaner in places that were difficult to reach before. The robot works quietly enough that we can run it while watching television. It picks up pet hair from our cat much more effectively than I was managing with the regular vacuum. Cost versus value, $249 up front. Minimal electricity cost. The time savings alone makes it worthwhile, but it also does a more thorough job than I was doing manually. Learning curve: press one button to start it or use voice commands. It came pre-programmed and required no setup from me. Areas 3 times per week while we're at our Tuesday morning coffee group and Friday afternoon grocery shopping. Margaret loves coming home to freshly vacuumed floors. I love not spending 45 minutes every few days pushing a heavy vacuum around the house. Unexpected benefits. It fits under furniture that I can't easily move to vacuum beneath. Our house is cleaner in places that were difficult to reach before. The robot works quietly enough that we can run it while watching television. It picks up pet hair from our cat much more effectively than I was managing with the regular vacuum. Cost versus value, $249 up front, minimal electricity cost. The time savings alone makes it worthwhile, but it also does a more thorough job than I was doing manually. Learning curve, press one button to start it or use voice commands. It came pre-programmed and required no setup from me. Gadget 7, smart doorbell with camera, $99. The problem, not knowing who's at the door before answering, missing deliveries, worrying about home security when we're away. We live in a safe neighborhood, but Margaret was increasingly anxious about answering the door when she didn't recognize who was there. We were also missing package deliveries because we didn't hear the doorbell while in the backyard or basement. Most concerning, we had no way to monitor our front door when traveling to visit family. The solution? Ring Video Doorbell. This device replaces your regular doorbell and includes a camera that streams video to your phone or tablet. When someone approaches your door, you get a notification with live video and the ability to have a two-way conversation. And you can see and speak with visitors even when you're not home. When packages are delivered, you can thank the delivery person and ask them to place items in a secure location. The real impact. Margaret feels much safer answering the door because she can see and talk to visitors before opening it. We never miss deliveries because the notifications come to both our phones. When we're visiting family, we can monitor our front door and even talk to neighbors who stop by to check on things. Unexpected benefits. We discovered that raccoons were regularly visiting our front porch at night. The motion detection feature captured hilarious videos of their activities. The device also serves as a security camera, recording short videos when motion is detected. This gave us evidence when a neighbor's dog was repeatedly getting loose and digging in our front flower bed. Cost versus value, $99 for the device, $3 monthly for video storage, optional. The peace of mind, especially for Margaret, makes it invaluable. Learning curve. Professional installation recommended, but the app is straightforward. Notifications work automatically once set up. The transformation, before and after. Let me paint you a picture of how these 7 gadgets changed my typical day. Before. Wake up at 6:30, shuffle to bathroom in dark, fumble for light switch, go to kitchen, squint at pill bottles, hope I'm taking the right medications, make coffee with complex machine that seems designed to confuse me, check thermostat, adjust temperature, wonder if I should vacuum today but decide my back isn't up for it, avoid answering phone because I can't see who's calling. After, wake up naturally as bedroom light gradually brightens starting at 6:15. Say, "Good morning, Google," and lights throughout the house adjust to perfect morning levels. Pill dispenser has my medications ready with friendly reminder. Coffee maker, voice activated, already has perfect coffee waiting. House is perfect temperature automatically. Floors clean themselves while I read the newspaper. Video call with grandson in Denver while he eats breakfast. The difference isn't just practical, it's psychological. I feel in control of my environment instead of constantly reacting to problems. Addressing the common concerns. I'm too old to learn new technology. I thought the same thing. But these devices are designed for people like us. The interfaces are simple, the instructions are clear, and customer service representatives are patient and helpful. Start with one device, master it completely before adding another. I spent 2 weeks just using the pill dispenser before moving on to smart lights. It's too expensive. The total investment for all 7 gadgets was $951. That sounds like a lot until you consider that it's about $80 per month for a year, less than most people spend on cable television. More importantly, these devices save money. Lower electricity bills, fewer missed medications leading to health problems, no more replacing items lost in cluttered spaces. What if it breaks or stops working? Every device I recommend has excellent customer service and warranties. More importantly, your life doesn't become dependent on any single gadget. If the robot vacuum stops working, you still have a regular vacuum. If the smart thermostat fails, you can still adjust temperature manually. These devices enhance your life. They don't replace your ability to function without them. I don't want to be monitored or tracked. I understand privacy concerns. You have complete control over what information these devices collect and share. Most work entirely within your home network and don't share personal data with outside companies. The doorbell camera, for example, only records when you want it to, and you control who can access those recordings. The setup strategy that actually works. Here's the approach Tom taught me that made all the difference. Month 1. Choose one device that solves your biggest daily frustration. For me, it was the pill dispenser. Use only that device until it feels completely natural. Month 2. Add one more device that complements the first. I added smart lighting because I was already comfortable giving voice commands to one device. Month 3. Add another device, but only if you're completely comfortable with the first 2. The key is patience. Don't rush to set up everything at once. Each device should feel like a natural part of your routine before adding another. Getting help. Most devices offer free phone support. Many senior centers now offer tech help sessions. Adult children are usually thrilled to help parents become more tech savvy. Don't be embarrassed to ask for help. These devices were designed by young engineers who don't always understand how older adults think about technology. The ripple effects I never expected. Beyond solving specific problems, these gadgets created unexpected improvements in my life. Confidence. Successfully mastering new technology at 68 gave me confidence to try other new things. Margaret and I signed up for a cooking class and started learning Italian together. Independence. We're able to maintain our lifestyle and our home with less help from others. That independence is precious as we age. Connection. The video calling tablet keeps us connected to family in ways that weren't possible before. We're more involved in our grandchildren's lives than many grandparents who live closer. Safety. Multiple devices contribute to our safety and security. The doorbell camera, medication reminders, and ability to control lights remotely all help us live safely in our own home longer. Pride. Our adult children are genuinely impressed with our tech setup. Instead of worrying about us struggling with daily tasks, they're asking for advice about which devices they should get. Looking forward. The next frontier. I'm not done learning. Tom has introduced me to other possibilities I'm considering. Smart watches that monitor health and can call for help in emergencies. Digital assistants that can remind me of appointments and help me stay organized. Smart locks that let us give temporary access to house cleaners or maintenance workers without being home. The key insight: technology adoption isn't about staying young or keeping up with trends. It's about choosing tools that help you live the life you want to live. The investment in quality of life. When I calculate the total cost of these 7 gadgets, $951, I compare it to other things that cost similar amounts. 3 months of premium cable television, $900, one minor home repair, $800 to $1,500, one round-trip flight to visit family, $600 to $1,200, 6 months of lawn care service, $900. Those expenses provide temporary services. These gadgets improve daily life permanently. More importantly, they help Margaret and me maintain our independence, safety, and connection to family. You can't put a price on that. The letter to my past self. If I could go back 2 years and talk to the Harold who was struggling with pill bottles and light switches, I'd say, stop thinking of technology as the enemy. Start thinking of it as a toolkit designed to solve problems you're already having. You don't need to become a computer expert. You just need to choose the right tools for your specific challenges. Your resistance to technology isn't preserving anything valuable. It's just making your life harder than it needs to be. You have the intelligence and life experience to master these tools quickly. The learning curve is shorter than you think, and the payoff lasts for years. Your next steps. If this resonates with you, here's how to begin. This week, identify your single biggest daily frustration. Is it medication management, lighting, phone calls? Start there. This month, research one device that addresses that frustration. Read reviews, watch YouTube videos, call customer service with questions. Next month, purchase and set up your first device. Give yourself 2 weeks to become completely comfortable with it before considering anything else. Important. Find a tech-savvy friend, neighbor, or family member who can provide patient support during setup. Don't try to figure everything out alone. Most importantly, remember that you're not trying to become a technology expert. You're just choosing better tools for tasks you're already doing. The Sunday Dinner Revolution. Every Sunday, Margaret and I still host family dinners when our children are in town. But now, instead of rushing around adjusting lights and checking if we remembered our medications, I can focus on what matters: conversation and connection. Last month, our grandson called during dinner to show us his science project via video chat. 3 generations gathered around the tablet, offering encouragement and suggestions. Our daughter took a photo of all of us looking at the screen together, 4 generations connected by simple technology. That's when I realized the real value of these gadgets. They don't just solve problems, they create space for what matters most. The final truth. Margaret recently told me something that summarized this entire journey perfectly. Harold, I love that technology didn't change who you are. It just made it easier for you to be who you are. That's the real promise of these devices. They don't require you to become someone different. They just remove obstacles that were preventing you from living your best life. The wisdom to choose the right tools comes from life experience. The courage to try something new comes from recognizing that comfort and growth rarely coexist. You have both the wisdom and the courage. The tools are available. The only question is whether you'll take the first step. Your future self, the one who wakes up in a house that responds to your needs, takes medications without worry, and video chats with grandchildren while robots clean the floors, is waiting for you to make the decision to begin. Thanks for watching, everyone. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more practical retirement wisdom. In the comments below, tell me, what's your biggest daily frustration that technology might be able to solve? And remember, age isn't about accepting limitations. It's about choosing the right tools to overcome them. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep embracing the future.